What to buy in 2024. These are things that I think that we're either going to be seeing a lot of, will gain momentum and be like hot products, or things that I just think are worth thinking about, all right? Maybe worth, I don't know, spending your hard-earned money on, just a suggestion. You know I like to keep you ahead of the game. Links will be below or in the shopping button on the screen. I'm going to kick it off with statement belts, okay? I mean, this can go really well or really badly, okay? I'm talking like you might be able to satiate the desire of your inner emo teenager. You may have looked at Michael Jackson's bad outfit and think, wow, if only I could get away with wearing 2 to 3 belts slung low around the waist like MJ. Now is your time. You can take it that far if you wish. But basically, I think that we're going to be seeing a lot more statement belts, right? Done in different ways. We're seeing it sort of low slung over little dresses. I think that, you know, when everybody starts to go to the south of France in the summer, we're going to be seeing a white maxi dress with a low slung tan belt that maybe has some sort of hardware details. That's not personally my vibe, right? That touches a little bit close to home of how I used to dress when I was about 12. But then we're also seeing it by way of, I've already pre-indulged in this trend with this belt that I bought myself for Christmas. This is from Kate, and I just like it's got a lot going on by way of hardware, right? Otherwise, it's quite a simple belt, easy to style. I mean, I'd say in recent years, we've seen this by way of kind of logo mania, right? When it comes to luxury fashion, we've seen the Gigi Marmont belt. We've seen the LV belt. We've seen the MSH, right? Lest we forget, I've got one in this drawer, right? Or you're seeing belts that are nondescript, right? Belts that are simply there to do the function and not to add any more to an outfit. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, oh, this is another accessory that we can use to give a little bit of a pop, a little bit of something to an outfit. Moving on to new Louis Vuitton launches. On the 1st of January, we saw 2 launches come through for Louis Vuitton. Some of these may still be available, the link will be below. But we saw the denim collection, which is obviously a re-edition of, I think it was 20 years ago when they first launched this collection. Very slouchy bags with the vachetta leather, right? So like monogram denim, vachetta leather details, and sort of gold hardware. You've got the Nano Speedy that has a pocket on the front as part of this collection. I really like the little mules. I don't know, there's something sort of like clip-clop, fantastical Eva Longoria in Desperate Housewives about them. It gives a woman that's not to be messed with a woman that gets a massage on a weekly basis. That kind of thing. I like those. They've got a lot in this collection, and I think if some bag styles I prefer in this more than others. I think if you want slouch, this is a good kind of fabric to go with because that's just how it is. You don't have to wear it in, you know. I do like the little backpack. Obviously, you can go and get the vintage version of these if that is what you prefer. But the other thing that has launched that I think is really good is the Vernis collection. When it comes to Louis Vuitton leathers and fabrics and materials, my faves go Epi, Vernis, canvas, right? I mean, like, yeah, I prefer canvas to like on print, whatever. I really, really love the Vernis leather. There's the gloss of it. Oh my gosh, it's like carrying a bag that's just got like a lovely layer of lip gloss about it. It's juicy, it's fab, right? And I love that they have dropped this collection in the Vernis leather. We're seeing like pinks, but not like a bubblegum pink. It's a little bit darker of a pink, yellow. I think there's a blue and a lilac. My favourite pieces from this, and what's interesting here actually, is the bags that usually have a leather crossbody strap in this collection, they're doing it with a chain strap that has like 3 little dangly charms. Keep that in mind if you prefer a leather strap or you would prefer a chain strap, right? I like the Nano Speedies in this. I love the Nano Almas in this. It's really, really cute. The other one that people will love from this is like the Bubble Heart, which is very much a... I like the fact that it's hard shell. I'm not going to lie. I think that that looks better than a Chanel heart bag. Oh my gosh, Cassie, keep your mouth shut. I need you to get into the back of your wardrobe, ferret around and get out your polo shirts, or borrow your boyfriend, husband's, partner's polo shirts, whatever, right? Because prep is back, specifically the polo shirt. Now, this one, I don't quite know how I feel about this because it's, as usual, interpreted in different ways. Miu Miu is doing it straight up, very Hollister vibes. Okay, fun fact, I applied for a job at Hollister where when I first started uni, and I was rejected. So I feel a certain way, but yeah, it's very that vibe with like these little preppy rah-rah skirts. There's also something very, if you're from the UK, you will know Jack Wills. It's very sort of private school uniform Jack Wills vibes. Let's be honest, we've probably all got a Polo Ralph Lauren polo shirt kicking around, and if you haven't, go to your local outlet, they're inundated, if you want to jump in on this trend. The other brands that are doing this, Gucci, little white polo, Andreas Krumm-Thaler, Vivienne Westwood's husband, who now does Vivienne Westwood, it's like the couture line, actually, who did it in like a maxi dress, right? But then you still have that contrasting sort of striped collar and, would we call that a sleeve cuff? Sleeve trim, I don't know. Anyway, done as a maxi dress, and I can see that just being like, oh my gosh, it's hot and you want something easy. Put that on and flip-flop your way around town, kind of thing. So we're seeing this preppy vibe, definitely in with the polo shirts, get ready. Now we know when it comes to the roost of handbags, the bags that really rule the roost are the Birkins and the Kellys, right? Now there is one kind of Birkin that they are relaunching for 2024 that I just think is the coolest sodding Birkin. We've seen when they do their kind of seasonal Birkins, and Kelly is like the Kelly Desordé, the cargo Birkins. There was one that had like loads of pockets on it, all of that, right? They do like these odd little ones. This to me is the coolest style of Birkin. I am obsessed with it. I kind of, before I saw this, was like, oh, you know, I think I'm kind of good with Hermes. And then I saw this and I was like, you knew. You knew, how dare you? You knew I was feeling this way and you just thought, add that to the fire, get her heart beating. Anyway, so this was a style that was done by Jean-Paul Gaultier back when he was creative director of women's wear for Hermes. It's basically a Birkin East-West, right? I believe that they're doing it in 2 sizes, and I just think it looks cool. I don't know what it is. Well, you know me, I love anything that sort of looks longer than it should be, right? It just sort of looks a bit longer and a bit less depth than it should have. I've only seen it for Spring/Summer 2024 done in like a denim and leather mix, which is quite interesting. Again, this is something that if you want in a particular colour or you want it in a Togo leather, you can get a good deal on these on pre-loved sites because the hype hasn't got there yet. I'm telling you now, right? So that you can be ahead of the game. You can get in there and get the deals before everybody else is like, oh my gosh, shoulder Birkin. Come on, we're in this together. So you can either do it that way, or if you want to see the new ones and all of that, you know, I'm sure more information will come as it does. Listen, if you love Pokémon and you love luxury fashion, this is your year. Because there's 2 Pokémon collaborations that are already coming out. One on the 4th of January, this is Fendi and Pokémon, also for their Lunar New Year, Year of the Dragon. Oh my gosh, I mean, I'm not a Pokémon gal, but I looked through some of this collection and I was like, that's kind of cute. Like, if I was obsessed with it to the point that I would want a luxury item of it, then I can see its success. They do one crazily beaded baguette. It's got like a beaded fringe that's got 3 of the dragons on it. I mean, there's like the loads of different baguette styles, with the peekaboos as well that are done with this. Then you have Tiffany and Pokémon. And whilst I don't know much of the collection yet, it hasn't been bulked out just yet to my knowledge, there is a solid gold and diamond Pikachu pendant that seems to be a part of it that, once again, let's be honest, if you're into Pokemon, surely this is like the holy grail. It's done quite well, okay, in my opinion. I've been talking a little bit about these, and the thing is that the more I talk about them, the more I kind of like talk my way into and both out of them. The Gucci platform loafers. Right, here's my thing. I think they look cool. I think they look really cool. They shouldn't be heavy, but they should have some level of weight such that you're not easily rolling that ankle. But also, don't you dare wear these if there's going to be cobblestones, because that is a trip to accident and emergency. I don't know, because like, I think they look really cool. Are they that practical? Like, could I be around here clip-clopping in the streets of New York, or am I going to go over a grate and fall into a hole? Like, I don't know. It deserves a try. I do still think that we'll be seeing them around. That's all I've got to say on that one. The rise of the Louis Vuitton, Alma and Speedies. This is their year. Again, if you've got one, get it out. Okay, I know I have a subscriber who has an insane collection of Almas. Get them in use, my love, because this is their year. Both Louis Vuitton women's wear and menswear are kind of like battling this out for bag of the year. On the Louis Vuitton men's side, it's Speedy heavy. We've already seen Jacob Elordi walking through somewhere carrying the leather versions of the Speedy as part of Pharrell's first collection, which is in that supple leather. I have heard, I've not had the pleasure of being in contact with any of these, but I've heard that the leather is really, really amazing on them. It does come with a huge price. I only have the UK pricing here, but for the monogram in the leather, you're looking at £6,850 for a size 25. 25 is the smallest size that they're doing as part of this. But they are doing canvas, but in the damier print. 25 starts at £2,100. Next up is another bag. If the success of the Loro Piana Extra Pocket, specifically the L19 size, is anything to go by, that bag really shone last year. What with everybody wanting to go more minimalist, blah, 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 we get it. They have, off the back of that, come out with the Extra bag. Very similar in styles, different functionality. Now, I don't know if this is as a response to the success of the Extra Pocket. They were like, let's ride the coattails of that for a little bit. I don't know. They're doing this in leather and in cashmere, and as far as I can see, there's only one size, and that is 27. Now, the difference here is the Extra Pocket has a top handle and then a strap that you can clip on. This one has one continuous strap that you can double up to shoulder or crossbody. Okay, so it's a little bit more, I would say the Extra Pocket is more day to night, and the Extra bag is I mean, not that you couldn't do an evening moment with this, but like an evening moment tends to be more top handly. This one's a little bit more everyday, user friendly, right? And then you have a little LP lock. There's also a fun little pouch inside that I did like as a nice little touch there. It gives me kind of Hermes vibes, and I think that's going to be, if that's your vibe, quite a good purchase. Now, another sort of like minimalist bag that has taken people by storm is the Row Margaux bag. Okay, the Rose Margaux bag. 3 sizes, as far as I'm aware. You've got a 12, 15 and a 17. The 12, that's got to be in inches. It's an American brand. That's definitely in inches. Yes, okay. So the 17 is huge. That's like a weekender. The 12 is, I saw Alyssa and she has the 12. And I'm not going to lie, it's a nice bag. It is. It's very well made. It's nice and soft, all of that. It's a little bit too under the radar for me. But if it came in a fun colour, who knows? Who knows what would happen? But the best colour I've seen this come out with is this teal suede. That looked delicious, however it only came in the 15 size. It's been carried by a lot of celebrities. A lot of the styles are sold out on the website, so it's one of those that's, you know, a little bit difficult to get a hold of. They do it in suede, normal leather and a sort of canvas hybrid version. Again, it's a little bit Birkin-y, to be honest, in terms of the style. You know what, it does come with a crossbody strap. Good to know. It does. It does. So she's a 2-in-1. She's got a little bit more versatility than a Birkin, but it gives that sort of similar style. The last thing that I think is going to be worth taking a gander over, considering for 2024, is watches and fine jewellery. Fine jewellery, I spoke about this in another video, talking about how when we're seeing this decline in quality for luxury items, fine jewellery is a category that sort of the baseline tends to be very high in quality. So people are sort of looking over there a bit more. Because of that, I think that we're going to see a lot more focus on fine jewellery this year, which I'm excited about. Smaller brands, less well-known brands. I hope get a bit more of a highlight. So I think that is definitely worth considering, especially when it comes to also the price point of some of these luxury goods. You're like, do I want to pay 5k for a bag, or do I want a diamond pair of earrings? You know, so now I did want to kind of throw watches in there because, as we know, with the pandemic, the watch market went insane, right? You couldn't get your hands on a Rolex, and if you wanted to get one on the pre-loved market, it wasn't the 6,000 that it is in store, it was 12. But what I have started to see is that there has been a slowdown. The demand is definitely not there as much as it was, so I think that the watch market will get a lot slower. I'm not saying it's going to be easy to walk in and get a Rolex or to get a Patek and all of that. That Patek jump through DM, or to get an AP as well. All of these are still going to be playing a Birkin game, right? But I think for the resale market, and if you want to kind of do it the easy way, as it were, then I think the price is going to come down and you might get yourself a good little deal there. There we go. Those are my suggestions. Let me know what you think. I'm going to leave a link to another video over here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are. And in the words of my father,
if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you haven't, keep your mouth shut.
I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.